Good morning, everybody. Good afternoon, wherever you're tuning in from. It's Rod with Power Group. We're going to get started with today's video and live stream here momentarily. We'll give it another 30 seconds or so for people to jump on, and then we'll get right to it. I see we have some people joining the live stream. Welcome, welcome. Happy Thursday. We're going to get started here in about 15 seconds or so. Just give it another little bit for people to jump on. All right, good morning, good afternoon, everybody, wherever you're tuning in from. It's Rod with Power Group. Welcome back on The Pursuit of Wealth, your home for MJ stocks, crypto assets, and interviews, also home to the best MJ community. Today's Thursday, it's October 5th. Hope you're well, and obviously today's live stream is a public live stream. Going to be doing a market update, and if anybody does have any ticker requests, we'll get into that at the end. So just let me know inside of the live chat, and Power Group private members, if you let me know inside of the Power Group private community, I'll get to those first. And then if we have time, like I said, depending on how many ticker requests, we'll get to the public requests at the end. But we'll jump right into the market update, and make sure to give Power Group a follow on X, which is previously Twitter. The handle for that is @GroupPow. I'm going to be using that as my platform of choice going forward. It's the best way for me to get real-time updates out to the community. And I did get the blue check mark, so it's a verified account. So make sure you are wary of scammers. I will never ask you to send me any money or any Bitcoin or XRP, any kind of crypto or anything like that. So just remember to stay diligent and follow. Again, the handle is @GroupPow. So we'll take a look at the crypto space at the moment. So Bitcoin was bouncing here on the daily time frame, while the broader market was a daily inside bar, still a daily inside bar in tightening range. So we're starting to see Bitcoin just kind of outperform the broader market at the moment. We are starting the daily bounce, but we are at risk of a daily downtrend here with a high, low, lower high. So if we get a lower low, we'll be in a daily downtrend, which would signify weekly consolidation. So key support on Bitcoin is going to be 27,173. If we lose that, then like I said, we confirm a daily downtrend, and then we'll zoom out to the weekly time frame, and we'll watch for potential weekly consolidation to occur. We could still see an EMA 12 and 26 bear cross as well, which would mean more downside, and we could be heading toward weekly oversold potentially. And then if we zoom out to the monthly time frame, we're still in a monthly uptrend, and key support held there at 24,770. As long as that holds, no major red flags whatsoever. And to give the bull case and the bullish thesis, we're looking at a potential EMA 12 and 26 bull cross here on the monthly time frame. So this is sort of superseding the weekly time frame at the moment, but no major red flags whatsoever. Bitcoin's still extremely healthy, and like I said, key support there at 24,770. If we lose that, then we're probably heading down to the next support around 20,000 psychological. We also have a higher low there at 19,559. I did a video on XRP yesterday. I think it was yesterday or 2 days ago. So the judge confirmed that the interlocutory appeal was denied, which just basically means an early appeal. So they can't appeal the case now until at the earliest about 2026. So let's say it goes to trial and they lose, the SEC loses, they could appeal the entire case, but it's likely going to be 2026 at the earliest before that could happen. But I think the most likely scenario at this point is that we see a settlement. Either the case gets thrown out completely or it goes to trial in April of 2024. But I think more than likely we're going to see a settlement. And then, Ripple might have to pay a $100 million fine or $200 million fine, and then the SEC is going to take that and run with it. They'll more than likely approve a spot Bitcoin ETF at the same time. I would think so as well. We know that the deadline for the BlackRock ETF is on the 17th, so in less than 2 weeks. So again, the charts are pointing to massive upside. If we take a look at XRP here on the weekly time frame, you can see here we're holding this 50 weekly moving average as support, which is great to see. You can see here when we were down, if we just inspect this, when we were down at 11 cents, we had these these moving averages on the weekly time frame cross bullish. And again, when it's on the weekly time frame, it's even more bullish because it takes longer for these. It's a longer time frame, right? So it takes longer for these moving averages to play out. So price went from about 11 cents all the way up to $2. But look what happens. We get above it, we come back down, we confirm it as support, and then we go, right? And then here we lost it, confirmed it as a resistance, and then we dropped. So now we're seeing the flip side of that. And this time XRP has legal clarity. So, Ripple IPO, settlement potentially. There's so many bullish catalysts to be looking out for. The first bank using it, and the more that we progress and Ripple just keeps getting win after win after win, it's just a matter of time before some major bank like Bank of America, which we know is a partner of Ripple, that's just forming at the mouth, wanting to use ODL and XRP, right? It's that on-demand liquidity aspect of their business and cross-border payments. So we should see that, like I said, over the next few months. But look what happened here. So the bull cross was getting very, very close to happening, but it took, several months, took like 2 or 3 months for it actually to go parabolic. So again, just because we're seeing the cross now doesn't mean we're going to the moon tomorrow. It's probably going to be a couple of months. So if I had to guess, I would say at some point in the next 3 to 6 months, we're going to see massive upside. And I think that's either going to be the case is thrown away or, it settles, right? So it's possible that some of it goes to the Supreme Court, but I'm thinking settlement is the most likely at this point, because what does the SEC really have to fall back on at this point, right? So at the moment, we are breaking the high of last month. It's a double top at the high of last month, so we're close to breaking the high of last month. If we do get above 55 cents, we have a lack of resistance on the monthly until about 94 cents. And if you're wondering where you can buy XRP, my favorite exchange is Uphold. I can't get over how easy this is to use. If you go to the Pow Group YouTube page, you can click on the About section. There's all these links here. These are affiliate links. So full disclosure, I do get a kickback. It helps support the channel. And all of these links are trusted and vetted links. They're products and services I use each and every day in the crypto community and buying stocks and whatnot. And it's the best way that you can protect yourself, right? From everything from protecting your ID online, so VPN, there's no tax crypto, there's a bunch of exchanges here. I use Wealthsimple as well to buy XRP and stocks. Really like Wealthsimple. And then your hardware wallets and whatnot. So if you're wondering where's the best place to buy XRP, if you're in the US, you can use Uphold, you can use a multitude of different exchanges, but I'm in Canada, so we'll talk about Canada for the most part. But I use Uphold as my primary place to buy and sell altcoins, but you can't actually buy XRP with Canadian dollars on Uphold. So what I do is I go to Wealthsimple, and you can just use Interact Online, and I buy it there. Or you can go and click on ShakePay. That's another one as well, but you can only buy Bitcoin and Ethereum. So if I buy it on ShakePay, usually what I would do was I would send Bitcoin to Uphold and then convert Bitcoin into XRP. But Uphold has a ton of Flare is another one as well. So if you're looking at the Flare token, you can buy it on Uphold, and you can use my affiliate link there, help support the channel. But I've been kind of boycotting ShakePay lately because of the convenience factor of Wealthsimple. Wealthsimple, you can buy XRP directly. Ever since Judge Torres came out with the decision that secondary sales and exchange sales were not deemed securities, then Wealthsimple listed it pretty much like right away. And you can withdraw, you can deposit. It's all available there on Wealthsimple, so I recommend that. And you can get up anywhere from $5 up to $1,200 just for signing up for free and funding your account on Wealthsimple. So that's what I would recommend. And then click on Tangem here, and then that will bring up this website here. They sent me this. I did a product review. You can check out the video. But essentially, they sent it to me for free, and I'd been looking into it for a while. And you can just click here on Get Tangem, and you can see here Pow Group. You get 10% off. So very, very great wallet. I've been very impressed with it. I got the classic wallet, but they have the new one coming out as well. And this is self custody, so you control the keys. Like they say, if you keep your keys or your crypto on an exchange, even Uphold, they control the private keys. So not your keys, not your crypto. I highly encourage you to protect it yourself, and really liking the Tangem wallet. So we'll take a look at the S&P 500 here at the moment. So we are coming off daily oversold. So we're starting the daily oversold bounce, but it was just a daily bear flag and a weak bounce, and we're targeting 408 here on this daily bear flag target. And we're seeing a lower low, so that confirming, and it's 2 daily inside bars at the moment, so we have a tightening range. So key resistance is going to be 425.43. If we break that, we start that daily bounce, and we have no resistance till 431.85. But if we lose support there at 420.18, then like I said, we're probably heading down to that 408 target in a hurry. So I think we're a little bit more short-term pain, but remember, Congress is still yet to be banned from owning stocks, so I think that's going to be our top indicator. And if we just take a look at the monthly time frame here, it was a monthly bull flag playing out, but we've since pulled back quite a bit, a little bit more than we would like to see. So I'm going to remove that as a possibility. But so far, it's not too bad at the moment. We're still holding EMA 12 here on the monthly time frame, and this was to be expected, right? It's just healthy consolidation. We had no support all the way down to 376 on this monthly bounce, and we hadn't consolidated since back in March. So this is definitely due, and right now it's extremely healthy, just holding EMA 12. If we fail to close above that, then we have EMA 26 there at 406. So again, lots pointing to that 408, 406 level. I wouldn't be surprised if we saw a flush of 400 as well. The DXY, probably the most important chart at the moment, so it's the opposite. We're seeing the monthly bounce for the last few months as it's inversely correlated. And then on the weekly time frame, we would have touched on weekly overbought there with that upper wick taking into account that upper wick. So we are expecting a massive pullback on the DXY at some point over the next couple of weeks. So like I said, what's going to mark the bottom in stocks and crypto and start, another monthly bounce and a pretty big rally into the end of the year here? Well, that's going to take weekly consolidation on the DXY, the US dollar currency index. So I said when DXY hits weekly overbought, that's likely going to be a signal that SPY will be getting close to weekly oversold, which it is. We could still see an EMA 12 and 26 bear cross. We're in a weekly downtrend with the high, low, lower high, and lower low. So as soon as we lost 431.49, we confirmed the weekly downtrend, and we're heading to weekly oversold. So I think we're still quite a ways away, so we might not print weekly oversold, but we're getting close to weekly overbought here on the DXY, and key support is going to be the low of last week, 105.51. The low of this week is 106.04. So if we don't lose the low of last week here before the end of the week, which is tomorrow, then the low of this week will be key support going into next week, because realistically, we haven't consolidated in 84 days on the weekly time frame, so 12 weeks. So again, once we start to lose the low of the previous weekly candle, this is more than likely going to pull back significantly, and that's going to be extremely bullish for stocks and crypto here into the end of the year. So all eyes will be on DXY, probably the most important chart at the moment. Tesla, so Tesla is actually going against the grain here. We're actually starting the daily bounce, just like Bitcoin. So it's been correlated to Bitcoin, and that's been something that's been happening ever since March 2020. Usually the cryptocurrency market would lead, then Tesla would follow because they had so much Bitcoin on their balance sheet, and then tech stocks, right? And then the rest of the broader market, the S&P 500, would follow because of the weighting of Tesla and tech in the S&P 500, right? So we're starting to see that correlation pick back up again, which is interesting. And right now, Tesla's looking really good in terms of the monthly time frame. We're also in a monthly uptrend here. So we have the low, high, higher, low, and higher high. We're just looking for this another higher low, and that'll be set once we break 299.29 resistance. In terms of individual names on the day today, we have VEGA, MVMD, and JMIA leading the decline. And on the bullish, we have WNW, NAK, and CDAY. All right, so taking a look at the MJ space. So we'll do Canadian MJ first. So Tilray, the leader in the space, getting close to daily oversold. As I mentioned, would more than likely happen. I said we had a daily bear flag on watch, and the target for that was 195. Yesterday we hit 207. So if we take a look at the percentages, we are less than 6% away from that daily bear flag target, heading toward daily oversold. So I think the bottom is getting very, very close on Tilray. And in my opinion, this will be a nice buy opportunity here, sub $2. And this is USD on the NASDAQ. And we did lose the monthly uptrend, the weekly uptrend and the daily uptrend. So now you look, when you confirm a downtrend on a lower level time frame, you zoom out to the higher level and you look for consolidation. So when a downtrend is confirmed on the weekly, that means zoom out to the monthly chart and you can see monthly consolidation. Consolidation means we're losing the low of the previous candle. If you form a daily downtrend, that means zoom out to the weekly and look for a weekly pullback and consolidation. If you confirm a downtrend on the hourly time frame, that means zoom out to the daily and look for daily consolidation, right? Or on the flip side of that, if you confirm a weekly uptrend, look for a monthly bounce. You're breaking the high of the previous candle. If you confirm a daily uptrend, look at the weekly time frame. You're probably bouncing and breaking the high of the previous weekly candle, right? So it's all very similar on each time frame, and they're all, you can get really good grasp of what's happening on these higher level time frames by just confirming uptrends and downtrends, right? And right now, a lot of people are freaking out thinking that we're probably going to drop below 150, but we're just forming a monthly higher low. We're still in a monthly downtrend as well, and we're topping out at EMA 12. So now we're forming this monthly higher low. What I've been saying for a while now, we haven't confirmed a monthly uptrend since $67, right? Since the peak in February 2021, 52-week highs and all-time highs for a lot of names, and February 2021 highs. We confirmed a monthly downtrend. We had the lower high and lower low. So here's our lower high and here's our lower low. As soon as we lost 15, 17, that confirmed the monthly downtrend, and it's just been a straight slide ever since, right? So the first time we confirm a monthly uptrend, that'll be the first time since we confirmed the daily downtrend and since the highs of February 2021. So that's what we want to see. We want to see this low. Let me just get rid of that inverse head and shoulders. But yeah, it is an inverse head and shoulders. So we have the right shoulder forming. And then if you take the measured move here from the head to the neckline, move it out to the neckline, it's saying that this monthly higher low potentially could be our right shoulder and targeting $13. But again, it doesn't mean it's probably going to take multiple months before we get there. And that again lines up with my thinking that into the end of the year, we're going to see a massive rally. I just did a video on Florida. They're going to be holding a hearing on November 8th to discuss potentially putting MJ legalization on the ballot. So adult use sales, right? And recreational. So that could coincide nicely with safer banking, recommendation from HHS getting approval from the DEA. We could really get, a few catalysts simultaneously approved, or we don't get them approved and we drop to a monthly lower low. That's possible as well. But I'm just telling you right now that it's looking better in terms of the bull case than it is the bear case. We don't know. It's not a guarantee. Technical analysis is never a guarantee, but that's just the most likely scenario. So if we just get rid of some of this stuff here, I'll show you what we're looking at. So here is our low. Here's our high. So as soon as we lost this monthly candle, we started monthly consolidation. So now we're looking for the higher low. So low, high. Our higher low is forming here now, and we'll be confident that the higher low is formed once we confirm a weekly uptrend. Again, remember, when we confirm a weekly uptrend, that means we move to the higher level time frame and look for that bounce to occur. So we're forming the higher low. We're looking for a higher low compared to this here at 150. So let's say we form a higher low somewhere around 175 area, right around here, and then we see this where we come down, hold it, and then go up to resistance and break that high of the bounce at 340. As soon as that 340 level breaks, we're in a monthly uptrend, right? That's what constitutes uptrends and downtrends. Higher lows and higher highs, lower lows, right? So downtrend, lower highs, lower lows, uptrend, higher lows, higher highs. And right now, lower highs, lower lows, and now we're just looking for this higher low and higher high. So higher lows forming, we need the higher high. Or we drop to a lower low and we try to do it again next time we bounce, right? But at the moment, it's looking pretty good. CGC was up today, a few percent, nothing major. But off of the low here, we are now up about 20%. So day trader's paradise at the moment. The weekly time frame, we're just looking for weekly consolidation to form a weekly higher low. And we are in a weekly uptrend with the low, high, higher low, and higher high. You can see coming off weekly oversold conditions as well. But in terms of leaders on the day today and losers, we have XLY, TLRY, and POTX leading the decline. On the bull list, we have WIB Labs and PCLO. So MSOS drop into a daily lower low, which I mentioned would likely happen because of that bearish close the last 2 days, and we could still see an EMA 12 and 26 bear cross, meaning more downside. And we had the daily head and shoulders. So if you take it's kind of inverse to what we were looking at, the head and shoulders on Tilray, that's an inverse head and shoulders. This is a head and shoulders. Head and shoulders at the top of an uptrend. Inverse head and shoulders are at the bottom of a downtrend, right? So inverse head and shoulders is a bearish reversal pattern, bullish reversal pattern, and then head and shoulders is a bearish reversal pattern where we see uptrend, daily overbought. So we were overbought. We had an EMA 12 and 26 bear cross coming. We had a head and shoulders, and we were confirming a daily downtrend. So you had all the signals that you needed if you know how to apply technical analysis to your trading. If you don't, then you can consider joining powgroup.ca or pursuitofwealthgroup.com. Sign up for one of our monthly annual VIP memberships, and we literally talk about this day in, day out. I cover charts. We have news as well, which does automatic fetching here, specific to each sector. So crypto, Forex, general news, MJ news, commodity news. And then in here is where I post a lot of my stuff, right? So I mentioned today, MSOS dropped below the $6 range, 8% away from the head and shoulders target, right? So I give updates regularly. I do ticker requests inside there. So if you're, not 100% confident that you're able to do technical analysis, it's just a way for you to buy and bounce ideas off of the 50 members that we have in the group, right? It's not financial advice though. It's just to buy and, if you have anything you're looking to buy and sell, it's just to bounce ideas off of before you hit that buy or sell button. So like I said, now we're probably less than 8% away. No, we're still about 8% away, but we could still see that EMA 12 and 26 bull cross. So we did touch down into the sixes. And if you recall, I just did a video not too long ago on MSOS saying $6, then $15. That was a week ago. So if we take a look at a week ago, that'd have been last Thursday. Price closed at $8.04, and I said we're probably going to $6 and then $15. So here we are touching $6. And again, it's not that I knew for sure. It's just the odds. I was 80% chance that we're probably going to head lower. Wouldn't you know that there's an 80% chance that we're heading lower, and then have an actual target of where we could bottom out? Or on the flip side of that, wouldn't you know that we have an 80% chance that we're going higher, and then have a target to target on the upside, right? So again, for most people holding MJ stocks, you're probably just holding long term for the most part. But if you're into some swing trading, day trading, if you have it in a short-term account or a long-term account like me, then you might be able to take advantage of these massive swings. But we are getting close to daily oversold, so that could be a level to target as well as a potential bottom. But head and shoulders target says we could go as low as around 630s. In terms of movers and shakers on the day today, we have KGKG, MRMD, and Acreage. And then on the bear list, we have TAT, RWB, and FIT. TAT is just getting destroyed. Man, they just did a reverse split 10 for 1. But this thing is down massively. It was like $6, but now it's 60 since 10 for 1 reverse split. And here it is down over 99% from the all-time highs. I added a little bit of just a very, very small YOLO position. But man, ever since this split occurred, it's just getting smammered. Ever since the split occurred, it's down another almost 40%. Wild. So SPY still a daily inside bar. Hello, Rod. Hello. Welcome, everybody. We'll jump into the chat here. Quick look at Tilray. Yeah, so I think I've pretty much already covered for what we were looking at for the most part. Again, weekly EMA 12 and 26 bear cross forming now on the monthly time frame. We're just looking for that monthly higher low compared to 150, and we got quite a bit of room from the low of the day today. We could still drop another 27% and still just be looking for a higher low. So we could still pull back, another 10% and just be healthy, looking for that higher low to form. And again, once we confirm a weekly uptrend, we'll be confident that the monthly higher low is set. We lost the weekly uptrend. So let's say we come down here, we form a bottom somewhere around 190s, then we'll look for the weekly bounce to occur, a higher low and higher high. Once we get the high and the higher low and then the higher high, we'll be confident that the monthly higher low is set. But still multiple weeks before that will happen. So like I said, I'm not expecting a massive rally in MJ until at the earliest, probably mid-October into the end of October and beginning of November is where I think we're going to bottom out. Like I said, tons of catalysts to be looking out for. I was reading today as well that there's been some progress with regards to MJ Act here in Canada, seeing some progress with regards to just the regulations and all these creditor protection filings, and for example like fire and flower, right? That's really starting to kind of light a fire under their butt, so to speak, and start to support this industry, which we know the Prime Minister of Canada, Justin Trudeau, has said it's time for the feds to start supporting the MJ industry. I don't know why it took them 5 years, but better late than never, I guess. But yeah, Tilray on the weekly time frame as well. We had a bear cross. Yeah, we had a bear cross of the stochastic and the MACD, and we're below the 10-week moving average. We're just seeing a bear cross of this MACD. So like I said, I wouldn't be surprised if we had a flush of $2 and met that 195 target. We also have a gap there around 170, so that's entirely possible as well, $1.75. But in terms of the weekly moving averages, we're back below all of the weekly moving averages. So again, adding more confluence to the fact that we could see another drop from here. We did have the golden cross occur, but again, just because it occurs doesn't mean we can't have pullbacks along the way and that we're going to the moon tomorrow. You can see here the last time we had a golden cross, it was in December, and we didn't peak on the price until February, right? January, February. So it can take multiple months. And here we are losing all the daily moving averages as well. So definitely favoring the bear side, and I wouldn't be surprised if we targeted that 190 to 170 area as a potential monthly high or low. Hopefully that helps. OGI, please. It's bleeding more than the rest. Yeah, so they had that announcement of the 500 million prospectus, which they're going to be raising over the next, 5 years, I think. So the market didn't like that. And it's just been one of those names that hasn't participated in the massive run up. Like, take a look at CGC. Off of the lows on that monthly bounce was up almost 500%, and then OGI off of its low, it's only up 55%, and we're dropping to a monthly lower low, monthly oversold, and it's a monthly bear flag, but I can't see that playing out because we'd be way. Let me just get rid of some of this stuff. Okay. Yeah, so you would take your high to the low. It's possible. It says we could go to about 70 cents. So I wouldn't be completely surprised by that, but I think this is a definite buy. Obviously not financial advice. This is for entertainment purposes only, but I'll never tell you to buy, sell, or hold, and you should never buy, sell, or hold anything because of anything that I say or write. But in my opinion, I think this is a great ad at these levels, right? If we take a look at the February 2021 highs, we're down almost 96%. But dropping to a monthly lower low, monthly bear flag confirming, and 70 cents could be the target. And monthly oversold. So generally, if you're bullish on a name, right, if you're looking to add a company long term and you think they're going to stand the test of time, monthly oversold and down almost 96% from its February 2021 highs, down 99% from its all-time highs. No better time to add, really, in my opinion. But yeah, definitely standing out as one of the weaker ones. Like, for example, take a look at CuraLeaf, Cura on the CSE, which they're looking potentially uplist to the TSX and follow TerraSend, which was the first MSO to uplist. But you can see here low, high, higher low, and higher high. So that's what we want to see with Tilray. That's a great example. We have the low, high, higher low because we lost the low of the previous monthly candle. Therefore, the monthly bounce was over. This was our higher low compared to the low here at 297. And then once we broke the high here at 568, that gave us our higher high. So we're in a monthly uptrend. So now we want to see Tilray do that as well. And we're forming the higher low. Now we need the higher high. So realistically, everybody in the MJ space wants to follow what CuraLeaf just did. And there's a reason why CuraLeaf is my second biggest holding. And if you're curious what my holdings are, I did a video on my top 5 MJ holdings and then my entire MJ portfolio holdings with percentages. So if you haven't seen those videos, you can check that out. But yeah, OGI, monthly lower low and downtrend. So it's got multiple months to go before we could confirm an uptrend, at least 3 or 4 months, right? So just expect a little bit more downside. And yeah, we could see a bear cross in the MACD, adding more confluence to the fact that we could see that dollar or a flush thereof below all of the weekly moving averages and nowhere near seeing a daily golden cross. So yeah, this name's definitely weaker and could get even more weak. But like I said, watch that $1 psychological. If we lose $1, probably heading to that 75 psychological area. Hopefully that helps. Rod, include CGC, please and thank you. Sure, no problem. I'm going to take a look at CGC. So yeah, I did take a look at it briefly, but it's a monthly inside bar, which we knew would likely be the case based on that huge range from last month. We're just forming a weekly higher low at the moment, and that'll be indicated by a daily uptrend confirming. So once we confirm a daily uptrend, our weekly higher low will be set. We'll expect a weekly bounce and head towards resistance there at 192. We could see an EMA 12 and 26 bull cross over the next couple of months, the next few weeks. Maybe a month or two. But yeah, We knew this was going to happen. When something runs almost 500% with no weekly support all the way down to 38 cents, you need to expect a big pullback, right? Like people, I still don't understand how people don't expect, like maybe 65% is a little bit extreme, but I mean, so is 500% off the low, right? We went from 34 cents all the way up to almost $2 in like a couple months. So I said, don't be surprised if we see a 20, 30, 40% pullback, and here we are 65% down, right? And it's still healthy. We're just looking for a weekly higher low. That's what happens. That's why support and resistance is so critical, right? So for example, in this instance, there was no resistance and we had a massive bounce. In this example, there was no support, so we had a massive pullback. You see how that works? So look here. We had support along the way and it held. We bounced, it held, right? So the more support there is, the harder it is to break. But then when it finally broke, it saw a massive plunge, right? And then here, there's a lack of resistance. So as soon as we start to see some momentum and weekly bounce occur, one would think it's more than likely going to erupt, right? And then here was a huge bear trap, where we had the lower high, and then we were dropping to a lower low, so people started to short it, and then they got wrecked because, again, they're trying to short when, we're weekly overbought. We have barely any resistance all the way up to $3.22, right? We had an EMA 12 and 26 bull cross looming and forming. And this, if we see a weekly EMA 12 and 26 bull cross, that'll be the first time since the Dems took control of the Senate on hopes of U.S. legalization. So this will be the first time since October of 2020. So we're going on almost 3 years. Yeah, it's 3 years since we saw a weekly bull cross. We had the bear cross here in May of 2021, and then a brutal multi-year bear market. Now we're seeing this bull cross on the weekly time frame again, first time in 3 years, and one would think that we're more than likely going to see a massive rally afterwards. We still haven't started the monthly consolidation yet. So low of last month is 52 cents. If we lose that, we start monthly consolidation. It's entirely possible that happens with 26 days left in the month. And that would likely be coupled with some weakness on the broader market, which again, we know that the S&P 500 has a bear flag target of around 408. We're holding the 10-week moving average here, though, so I'd like to see a weekly candle close over 69 this week. If we do that, is very good, and we could potentially negate this MACD bear cross, but watch that key close of 69 cents into the end of the week tomorrow. But yeah, perfect short opportunity there at the 50 weekly. Again, we hit it here, huge resistance, massive downside. Huge resistance, massive downside, right? So just looking at the most likely scenario, but one of these times we'll get back above our weekly moving averages and confirm it as support, and then get extended to the upside, just like we did here. And now we're getting extended to the downside. We gravitate back towards it, right? It's funny how when we get so far away from the 200-day moving average, everybody thinks, throwing around the bankruptcy word and price tag of $0. And then right after all these bankruptcy fears started to emerge, and we had that $0 price tag on Canopy, it shoots up from 34 cents to $2. Right? It's like the exact opposite, right, of what you would expect. So basically just Jim Cramer all day long, right? When these idiots, for lack of a better word, like how can the only reason why they were saying a $0 price tag is because they were going long and they wanted you to sell them your cheap shares, right? So just be careful who you get your information from, who you're listening to. If it's mainstream media, I would say do the opposite 99% of the time. If it's a name like, Crypto Panic or something like, that isn't a mainstream, if it's CNBC or Fox or, Bloomberg or whatever, most of the time they're just looking after their Wall Street friends and their institutional friends, right? But yeah, it's going to be a while before we see it go across there on the daily time frame as well, at least a few weeks, if not months. So hopefully that helps as well. Take a look at TrueLeaf. So obviously, just did a video on Florida potentially being on the ballot. The vote is November 8th. TrueLeaf would be a huge beneficiary of that. We are heading to daily oversold, so a lot of our MJ names heading to daily oversold. So again, the more names that hit daily oversold, the better. CuraLeaf getting close, MSOS getting close, right, which tracks all of the major names. So TrueLeaf, we had the high, low, lower high, and lower low. So once we lost the low there at 816, that was a great short opportunity because the daily downtrend confirmed if you went short, that was about a 16% short. We could still see an EMA 12 and 26 bear cross, again, adding more downside pressure, and we're not yet daily oversold. So we could be potentially heading back toward maybe the $6 area or a flush of $6. We have this old resistance, which could become new support. And same thing here. We have 682 and the low is 685. So this resistance here could become old resistance, new support. So if we lose 680, then we're more than likely heading down to that $6 area or a flush thereof to hit daily oversold. Weekly time frame, we could see an EMA 12 and 26 bull cross, and again, that would be the first time since we were at $67, just like Tilray. So this is the first time this is happening since April of 2020. May of 2020, crazy. So this is what we want to see. And this is moves all coming off the low. So we still haven't confirmed a weekly uptrend. We're forming the weekly higher low now compared to $4.66. So let's say we bottomed out here and we start the weekly bounce, breaking the high of last weekly candle. Then we'd be looking at 1059. If we break 1059, we're in a weekly uptrend, and then that means zoom out, watch for the monthly uptrend. Actually, this would give us a monthly uptrend as well. So just like CuraLeaf, right? CuraLeaf's much stronger than its peers just from a technical perspective because it has the low, high, higher low, and higher high. So that's what we want to see TrueLeaf do. TrueLeaf's forming the higher low now, losing the low of last month's candle. And then if we break resistance at 1059, we're in a monthly uptrend. And again, that'd be the first time since $67 and since we confirmed this monthly downtrend and multi-year bear market. So the more names that confirm monthly uptrends and golden crosses, the better. Speaking of golden crosses, TrueLeaf, very close to seeing its golden cross occur. 50-day at 693 and the 200 at 731. So we're around, 34 cents away. But probably going to be at least a few weeks, if not months, a couple of months. So again, adding more support of the idea and thought process surrounding, an end of year rally and a massive, I think November, December should be a nice rally. But yeah, back below all the weekly moving averages as well. What do we have in terms of the weekly macros here? Yeah, we're seeing a bear cross of the stochastic drop below the 10-week moving average, and the MACD curling could see a bear cross there as well. So I wouldn't be surprised if we formed a higher low somewhere around that $6 area. Let me know if that's helpful. BZAM brokerage, the 2 million private placement. Is there a negative or a positive PR? Is this a negative or a positive PR? Yeah, so I did see that briefly. Let me just BZAM.com. Just bring it up so people know what you're talking about here. So private placements offering at least 15.384 million units at an issue price of 13 per unit. And then, yeah, stock was selling off, but just basically following the rest of the sector. So there is some downside to that, but I mean, obviously dilution, but at the end of the day, these, institutions aren't buying, they're not investing $2 million to just lose it, right? They think that it's going to recover. And BZAM is not a name that I'm super bullish on, but it's a monthly inside bar at the moment. It is a monthly bear flag as well. It's definitely a laggard, and that's generally to be expected, right? When names like CGC are, used to be $1 billion market cap and the biggest name in the space, when it's down to, low 30 cents and $500 million market cap when it was in the, almost 20 billion at one point. Well, generally when we see massive catalysts like safer banking or HHS recommending Schedule 3, it's the names that are the most popular and beaten down and listed on US major exchanges. So CGC used to be the most popular, number 1 satisfied. It's listed on a major exchange, US number 2 satisfied, and it's a large cap, right? So it used to be the leader. It's on a major exchange and it has a lot of attention and it's more beaten down than a lot of names, right? So there's 3 factors there that really play into that. And I've been saying for a while now that tier 3s won't run for a while, right? Those real small cap names like BZAM. I would say OGI is probably going to run first, and then we'll see BZAM, Love, right? Seeing a ton of people jumping ship with Love as well. But it's not even that bad, really, compared to a lot of other names in the space. Like I said, Canopy went from a $20 billion market cap all the way down to $500 million. So I think Love is doing just fine, sitting at around $100 million. It's, a fifth of Canopy's market cap. So, well, it was at one point. But yeah, there's some, it can be viewed as bullish and bearish, right? Bearish because you're getting dilution, bullish because, people aren't throwing $2 million into this thing to lose it. They're expecting a profit, right? And a return on investment. So, but yeah, still a ways away before we see a golden cross there. TAT was supposed to be revolutionary. Yeah, I did a review of their products. If you go to my channel and click on playlists and then go to documentaries, I did a documentary of my trip to Colorado and I reviewed them. And they're okay. Like, I'm not a smoker, so I can't really tell you if it satisfies the urge or not. But I don't think their moat is great, that competitive advantage, right? Like, any of these MJ names could do so. And when I was in Florida, there was tons of hemp cigarettes competitors out there. They weren't as good as TAT, but I don't think their moat is that great. But I've only invested a few $100s into it so far. I might put max $500 into it, but it's just a YOLO play for sure. Kissing that goodbye. If it goes to zero, I'm okay with it. I'm only investing a few $100s, but if it goes back to all-time highs, you could turn a $1,000 investment into 70 grand, or you could turn a $500 investment into 30 some grand, right? If it goes back just all-time highs. So it could be a buyout target too. How's high tide looking? We can take a quick peek at high tide. So just pulling back like a lot of names in the space. Weekly consolidation. We had a bearish reversal candle last week and no support all the way down to 117. So we needed to expect a pretty sizable pullback. We ran 100% with no weekly support, right? So when you run 100% and you have no support all down to 117 and you hit 230, you need to expect a massive pullback. What would I say? 30%? What are we at now? 30%. Whoa. Funny, hey? Again, the more you live and breathe these things, it just becomes second nature. But we're still fine. We're not even touching EMA 12 yet. This is super bullish on high tide. I do own it. It's in my top 5 holdings, and they have a nice U.S. strategy in the works as well. So we should see some information with regards to that. But in terms of the monthly time frame, still have to form a monthly higher low and higher high. So we're at least a couple months away for confirming a monthly uptrend. But on the daily time frame, could be seeing a massive head and shoulders here. So we could be looking at something like this playing out. And look, this old, saying we could go down to around 112. But we still have to form the right shoulder. So as long as this neckline holds here and we start the daily bounce, which we are, 171, 172 today. So we broke it by 1 penny. So if we continue the bounce into tomorrow, we could get as high as about $2, a little over $2, and that just be a right shoulder. So watch that to occur. And then if we form the right shoulder around $2 and then come back down and lose our neckline here around 160, then we could be heading down to that 115, 110 area. And again, heading towards daily oversold, a lot of names starting to do so. And we have a EMA 12 and 26 bear cross. We're close to losing the daily uptrend. So yeah, there's a lot of signs pointing to downside here in the short term, but that'll just be a buying opportunity as well, in my opinion. High tide on the weekly, so it's coming up on that 10-week moving average there at 152, 150 psychological. We're seeing a bear cross of the stochastic MACD curling, but not close to a bear cross yet. So again, not looking too hot. We did top out just under the 100 weekly there at 236, and then we had the 50 weekly there at 142. So 140, 150 was going to be nice, nice strong support. If we lose 140, probably heading down to that 115 area. We did have a golden cross as well, but now we're just back testing those. See, look what happened here. Golden cross occurred in September of 2020, and we didn't really start to see any massive upside until December, January. So it took 2 or 3 months. So we're seeing the golden cross now. So 2 or 3 months from now would put us into November, December. And again, I've been saying for a while now that it looks like November, December is what the charts are saying for for moonshot time. And we just got news that Florida is going to be holding a hearing on November 8th to include it on the ballot. So that lines up well with a potential verdict on SAFER, with a potential update from the DEA on the reschedule and recommendation to Schedule 3. So I think, mark my words, you heard it here first, I think November is going to be go time for MJ. My prediction is MJ stocks will be up much more from today's levels around January. Yep, agreed. I think November, December, we're going to start to kick it into high gear, no pun intended, and then into January, we're going to just continue to see massive upside. There's a lot of people that believe this is the last orchestrated pull down before MJ runs even harder, and this was believed long before MJ came down again. Yep, I agree. I think this time's different. It's been multiple years, so we can just look at it from a purely technical and unbiased perspective. What haven't we done since the highs of February 2021? And first of all, it'll almost be 3 years, right? So generally, 2-3 year bear market is like on average, right? What is the crypto space? And something that's high risk and that sees massive upside, right? Like we're talking like going from a penny to like $2 or $3, or going from like $2 or $3 to a penny. When there's that much, when you're seeing like, 10x or 20x off the lows to the upside, and then seeing like a 99% correction, generally those bear markets take like 2 or 3 years to play out, and we're coming up on that 3-year mark, so that's a good sign. This is the first time we're confirming monthly uptrends. So again, we'll use Cura as an example because it's the only one that has done so. Low, high, higher, low, and higher, high. That's the first time since we confirmed the downtrend here in February 2021 highs. So the fact that it's been almost 3 years, the fact that we're confirming monthly uptrends, the fact that we're seeing weekly EMA 12 and 26 bull crosses as well on a lot of our name, which is the first time since we confirmed the multi-year bear market, is a great sign. And also the fact that we're seeing golden crosses across a lot of our names. Those are, if I'm in a bear market and I'm working on an advanced course to start putting all this together in one easy, comprehensive course, and that's well articulated in real life examples, interactive examples. I have a basic course right now that's good for anybody, where I teach you how to look at what an uptrend is versus a downtrend, and then I do like an interactive example where it does like a quiz, and it quizzes you on different examples, and then you tell me whether or not it's an uptrend or a downtrend. So if you're like me, you're a very visual learner and maybe interactive learner, that might be something that you can consider. But I'm working on a more advanced course, and one of those things I'm going to be talking about is what I look for when looking for a multi-year bear market bottom, and that would be monthly uptrends confirming, that would be weekly EMA 12 and 26 bull crosses, maybe even monthly EMA 12 and 26 bull crosses. Usually that's not what happens though. When we confirm a monthly uptrend, usually by then, because these moving averages and exponential moving averages are lagging indicators. So when the price goes up, those are lagging, right? So by the time the monthly bull cross occurred, it's probably already too late. We've already seen like a couple 100% move off the bottom, right? Look at CGC, for example. That's a great example, actually. It ran almost 500%, and we're nowhere near seeing a monthly EMA 12 and 26 bull cross. But on the weekly time frame, we're very close to seeing it, right? So when these moving averages get so far away from each other, like look what happened here. It got super far from each other, and then we saw massive downside. What happens? We usually gravitate back towards it. Then it got really, really close. Then we saw the bull cross and a massive move. And then same thing here. It got pretty far away from each other. Then started to get close, and then a bear cross and massive downside. Same thing here. Got very, very close, but ended up being a huge bull trap. And then this was the obvious place right here where we were heavily oversold on the weekly time frame, monthly time frame. So that's what you want to look for in a bear market. I just added another one, right? So monthly oversold. We were monthly oversold. You want to see a weekly EMA 12 and 26 bull cross lining up. We were weekly oversold, and that is lining up, so it's looking really good. Also, you want to see at least 100 or 200% move off of the low, and then you want to see a volume climax. We had record high, all-time high volume for the month of September on CGC, which is nice that we want to see. And then you want to see, like I said, that weekly EMA 12 and 26 bull cross, and then you want to see golden crosses across the sector, right? So there's 4 things, right? Monthly oversold, weekly EMA 12 and 26 bull cross, monthly uptrends confirming, and golden crosses. Those are the 4 main things that you can look at to spot a potential bottom. But just because those things happen, again, doesn't mean we're going to see massive upside right away. Look what happened here. Golden cross, like I said, occurred in September and October of 2020, and then we didn't peak until February 2021, so it took many months, right? So hopefully that helps. It amazes me how much investors have called this. Yeah, well, I mean, it's sort of just once so many people are on one side of the fence, it's just inevitable, right? It's kind of imminent rally. But again, you don't really need to pay attention to what anybody else is saying, what any of the media is saying. If you just take the 4 things that I just told you, monthly uptrends, monthly oversold, volume climax, weekly EMA 12 and 26 bull cross, monthly uptrends, and golden crosses, if those 5 things happen, who cares what other people are saying? You already have enough information to know that like 90% of the time when those things happen, we enter a multi-year bull market. So who cares what other investors are saying? Who cares what the media is saying? Just learn that, and you'll never have to look at a media or anybody on social media ever again, right? You called this move down, man, and I saw it develop. Good job. Thanks, Brad. I appreciate it. Yeah, but like I said, it's like I've been studying financial markets for like 18 years. I used to work for Invesco. So if you ever look at QQQ, that's the Invesco trust that tracks all of the tech sector. So I used to work for this company, Invesco. I was one exam away from becoming a financial advisor, and I said, screw this. It's stressful enough managing my own money, let alone. And back then I didn't really know a whole lot, but I passed the Canadian Funds investment course, and I was basically one exam away from becoming a financial advisor. But why would I want to do that when I could just teach people how to manage their own money? And that's what I love to do, is teach people. And I'm big into MJ stocks, very passionate about it, and crypto and blockchain and real estate. Just fell in love with the kind of accident. My brother got a job at Invesco, and then he got me hired there, and I just kind of accidentally stumbled upon the finance world. But who doesn't like money? And then, a lot of people find this stuff boring, but I'm from the IT industry. So I used to develop websites and networking, programming, all that good stuff. So technicals and things like that technical background's something I've always been, I do graphic design as well. So I do all my own thumbnails, everything, right? So I even program the private Slack community. So I do programming there. I have a PAL algo, which I programmed on myself. So I literally have zero help. Anything you see on my YouTube channel or anything that has been built is me. So, market act like rug pull. No, I wouldn't say that. I think it's just when most people are giving up, that's what happens when we form monthly higher lows, and inverse head and shoulders is usually on that right shoulder, which is super bullish, and a monthly uptrend and a right shoulder of an IHS. People are like, screw this, I'm jumping ship. And then that ends up being the bottom, and then that disbelief phase, right? So it's just another sucker's rally, and then they jump ship, and then we go to the moon. But there's tons of people that are on here or that are in the space that they just haven't hit that sell button yet, right? They haven't capitulated. So we're waiting on the delinquents of the world, right? And the degens to just hit that sell button, because the second they hit sell, they're going to say, damn it, I hit the sell button and everything started to go up. So there's probably a couple more of those left. Thanks for the great information, Rod. You bet. My pleasure. You would have been a great financial advisor. Well, everybody's situation is different. But yeah, I think I'd be good at anything I put my mind to be honest. There's never been anything that I haven't done that I didn't excel at, because I'm very determined and I'm very obsessive. Once I do something, I put my 110% into it. If I'm not giving it 110%, then why do it at all, right? So I've got a lot of great ideas as well for the channel, and things are really starting to pick up. I've been noticing views and just overall engagement has been skyrocketing, and we're not even confirming monthly uptrends yet and entering a new bull market, confident that we're in a new bull market at MJ. So once we start to see 52-week highs and new all-time highs, just imagine it's going to get pretty hectic. But thank you very much. I appreciate it. Like I said, I might even do real estate at some point. I was always thinking about becoming a real estate agent, so I might just do that for fun, but we'll see. I've been riding this damn bear market for a while. Average down on bad times and good times, learning from you a lot. Oh, that's great to hear. I appreciate it, because it makes it all worthwhile at the end of the day. That's basically what it was all about, just helping people, and then teaching people how to manage their own money. Because the thing is with financial advisors, it's like, I met with one like a couple of years ago, and he was a nice enough dude and everything, but it's just like, man, you're telling people, like, how you're telling me, and I know stuff about the stock market, and you're telling people like me to buy Facebook and Google and Microsoft, and it's at all-time highs. Like, what? I'm like, how do you live with yourself? Like, oh, well, I get a certain cut off all the investments, right? It's like, oh, okay. That makes sense. So you just want people to buy anytime because you want to get paid, right? Whereas that's what's wrong with the financial markets is people are just, look at the 2008 crisis, right? With the home financial crisis and the home situation, right? When millions of people lost their job and we saw a massive market sell-off. That's because people were, they knew that they were doing something that wasn't sustainable. They knew that they were probably screwing people over, but they didn't care because they were getting huge paydays, right? So financial advisors, I'd just be very, very careful I would recommend everybody get a financial advisor unless you got like 15 years, 10 years worth and you feel comfortable doing it yourself, but it never hurts to have a second opinion. But just take everything they say with a grain of salt. Like I said, he was even recommending Netflix and it was like right here. It was like somewhere around, I think it was like just under $500. And he's like, yeah, it just dipped below 500. It's probably going to go higher. Okay, yeah, it went to 7, but then it went to 160. So it's not to say that it won't go higher. It could go higher, and it did, right? But even if you bought it there, you would have been like, okay, I'm up 48% of my money. How much would you really put into Netflix anyway? Probably not that much. And then all of a sudden, you feel like a genius, and then you're like, what? And now I'm down 80% in 6 months, right? So it's not to say that it won't go higher. It probably will, given enough time. But might you think you could buy at a cheaper price as well, right? Just because someone's telling you to buy something doesn't mean that's the exact time to buy it, right? So that's why technicals and things like that come into play as well. You can take everything and then, take one or two opinions and then form your own opinion and then amalgamate them all together and see what makes the most sense, right? And at the end of the day, as long as you're comfortable. If you have a minute, would you go over SNDL? Yeah, that's about all I have. So we'll take a quick peek. Weekly consolidation underway. So we do have support coming up at 148. So watch that for a potential bottom. That's going to be key support. Lose that, we lose the weekly uptrend. But EMA 12 and 26 bull cross already occurred. So again, this is what we want to see, right? Tilray's EMA 12 and 26 bull cross occurred. SNDL, same thing. Now we want to see other names like CGC. Still yet to see it. But the fact that more names are doing so is going to increase the odds that CGC will as well. But yeah, SNDL still in a weekly uptrend as long as that key support at 148 holds. If we lose that, then watch for monthly consolidation to continue. And we are consolidating now in the monthly. So now we're just looking to do what CuraLeaf did low, high, looking for the higher low, and then need the higher high. If we form this higher low compared to 125, then break resistance at 236. As soon as we break 236, having held that low, we would be in a monthly uptrend. Using the 10-week moving average and a MACD, close to seeing a bear cross, and the stochastic already bearish. So 2 out of 3 indicators bearish there. Yeah, we could be heading down to that 150 area, or even, like I said, 160s. Or back below the the 50 weekly. We had the golden cross, but we're holding these daily moving averages on this pullback. We have 162, which is the 100-day moving average to be looking out for. But again, 148 key support there on the weekly. Lose that, then our next support is down at the next real support down at 135 and then 125. So key support is going to be 148. Key resistance is going to be 236. Break 236, back in a monthly uptrend. Lose 148, weekly downtrend probably heading back towards that 125 low. All right, hopefully that helps. Checking in on SPY here real quick. So 422 still a daily inside bar at the moment. Crypto, not much change there either. Yeah, make sure to give Powell Group a follow on X. Awesome, thank you, sir. You're welcome. Again, the handle for that is @GroupPow, and make sure to check out the About section as well. You can check out all of the links. Like I said, if you're looking for a place to buy, sell stocks, I really recommend Wealthsimple. I really like Uphold as well. For XRP, you can buy XRP on Wealthsimple. Actually buy it. Uphold, you can transfer crypto and then buy XRP. But Wealthsimple, you can actually deposit Canadian dollars and buy on there. And then, like I said, this Tangent wallet is amazing. I love it. We're super impressed by it. And then also make sure to check out the store tab, and tons of orders coming through. I really do love each and every one of you who supported me along the way. The response has been great. But yeah, if you want to check out Team Tilray or whatever, you can get the Team Tilray hoodie. you can see your Pursuit of Wealth on the side, and there's this new dope hat too. Let me just go. There's a lot of products on there. I've been working really hard on it. But yeah, if you go here to, there's a new hat. Why didn't that work? Hat. I bought this hat as well, the XRP with the eagle on the back, and then I made one for Tilray there. It's got the eagle on the back and Team Tilray in the front. Super dope beanie as well. Getting all ready for the wintertime. All right, going to end it there. Hope everyone has a fantastic day, and we shall see you a little bit later on today, more than likely for another video. I've got another condo closing today. It's going to be my last condo that I'm buying for a while, I would think, but it's my 4th condo in less than 2 years. Get the keys later on today, and then I got to do some painting on one of my other condos. Going to be painting it. Someone chose olive green. Who chooses olive green? So going to be going with a more normal color, like white. And yeah, that's going to be a nice project over the next couple of days. But we'll be keeping everybody up to date. Make sure to smash like, subscribe, tick the bell, all that good stuff. You'll be notified the next time I post a video or go live. But wishing you a great rest of your day and weekend ahead. But like I said, I'll try to get a video out a little bit later on today. But hope you have a great day. We'll talk to you again soon.